God of War Ragnarok is many things, but one of its finest characteristics is its practically unparalleled cinematic presentation style. Of course, the sequel's ambitious plot and storytelling would be meaningless without the ideal cast of voice actors to embody each character. Thankfully, Ragnarok features such a cast. While many of the game's main protagonists and voice actors returned from God of War 2018, they are joined by several fully realized new characters that help create this title the most epic God of War experience yet. Also, while we try to avoid big spoilers in this video, those who want to go into Ragnarok knowing as little as possible will probably want to wait until after they've played the game to watch this video. Now, let's meet the gods. 1. Kratos. You probably know who Kratos is. The titular god of war, at least at one point, is attempting to write a new chapter in his existence. But old demons and new gods keep trying to persuade him to return to his old ways, which may lead to his death. He was a man who has made mistakes in the past and learned from them in order to avoid repeating them in the future. Kratos in God of War Ragnarok is similar to a sage, someone from whom you may extract knowledge. The wiser character of Kratos is played and voiced by Christopher Judge, the man with a voice to move mountains. His dialogue and line delivery are spot on in every scene. The new franchise would not have been as successful without Christopher Judge's near-perfect casting as the God of War. His first role before becoming the Kratos voice actor was as TLC in Stargate SG-1, a major sci-fi role that propelled him into the public eye. 2. Atreus. As Kratos' son, Atreus has large shoes to fill. In the first God of War, he was little more than a whining kid whose emotions and poor comprehension of the situation would frequently take over. In God of War Ragnarok, however, he has matured and developed. He is now more dependable and capable of critical thinking. He can appraise a situation more calmly than previously, but he is still prone to emotional outbursts. And this role is played by Sonny Suljic. He is the perfect voice for this role since we know that time has passed both in-game and in the real world. He has matured, and so has his voice. Suljic is well known for his role as Bob Murphy in The Killing of a Sacred Deer. 3. Freya. Freya's journey in 2018's God of War was memorable as well as tragic. While she is first known as an ally to Kratos and Atreus, Kratos' choice to kill Freya's son, Baldur, causes a rift between the three. Freya is now actively seeking Kratos and Atreus as part of her quest for vengeance for Baldur's death before the end of all things. And Danielle Basutti returns to play Freya in Ragnarok. When she is serious, her voice in God of War has a comforting tone, but it might be mistaken for a banshee's howl if you try to hurt anybody she deems family. Basutti is an extraordinarily talented actor whose credits range from The O.C. to Insidious Chapter 2 and Curse of the Chucky and Elsa in Disney Dreamlight Valley. 4. Mimir. While the cast of 2018's God of War was full of intriguing characters, Mimir emerged as an unexpected show-stealer. Even though he has been relegated to the status of a disembodied head, the self-proclaimed smartest man alive still possesses the knowledge and wisecracks needed to assist Kratos and Atreus through some difficult moments. Alistair Duncan returns as Mimir in Ragnarok, which is great news given how well he performed in the role the previous time around. Duncan has featured in a number of video games throughout the years, including the Middle-earth Shadow games as Celebrimbor and the Mass Effect series in which he played multiple roles. 5. Brok. Though often thought of as one of a pair with his brother Sindri, Brok is the extremely surly dwarf you're undoubtedly familiar with from his work in 2018's God of War. Despite being openly unfriendly in many ways, Brok's ability and skills are unquestionable. Aside from his earlier roles as Brok, Robert Craighead is arguably best known as a journeyman actor who has acted in a variety of TV dramas like New Girl and Ruthless. Interestingly, he also featured in certain 2014 episodes of The Young and the Restless after briefly appearing in a tiny part on the show in 1993. 6. Sindri, the other half of the dwarf brother pair. Sindri is a fantastic character in his own right. Where Brok is rude and brash, Sindri excels at being diplomatic and courteous with his approach. He keeps his emotions bottled up and maintains a professional front. Adam Harrington reprises his role as Sindri in Ragnarok. Some of you may remember Harrington from his time on Bosch as FBI agent Brenner. He starred in a number of police series, including SWAT, NCIS, and The Rookie. Given his sometimes severe personality, it's sort of amusing that he was cast as the slightly kinder of the two brothers. 7. Modi, Magni's younger brother and Thor's least favorite son. Modi harbors anger toward his father and brother, befitting the black sheep. In addition, he embodies some of Thor's strengths and might. In the 2018 game, he joins Baldur and Magni in the pursuit of the Spartan ghost, and he is played by Nolan North. He may be the most prolific voice actor in the gaming voice actor industry, appearing in almost everything. He is most popular for his role as Nathan Drake in Uncharted, one of PlayStation's most successful series. Number 8. Tyr. Tyr is the god of war in most ancient myths, and he plays an important part in Norse mythology. A large portion of Kratos and Atreus' trip to Ragnarok includes their hunt for Tyr, as well as Kratos' personal trek to overcome his anxieties and seek aid from yet another god. Tyr is played by Ben Prendergast, whose name may not be immediately recognizable, but most gamers are likely familiar with his voice from one project or another. For example, he voiced Fuse in Apex Legends and contributed to titles like as Horizon Forbidden West. Interestingly, he also played Patroclus in Hades. Don't tell Kratos. Number 9. Angrboda. It's tough to talk about the new character Angrboda without giving in spoilers. For the time being, it is sufficient to know that she is a Jotun with a significant part to play in Ragnarok's epic saga. Those who are familiar with the character's real-life legend may be aware of her significance in the game. Throughout her relatively early career, Leia de Leon Hayes, who plays Angrboda, has appeared in a number of intriguing children's films and TV series. She portrayed Nadine in Hey Arnold, the Jungle Movie, and Xena in the Raven's Home TV series, for example. She also had a remarkable stint as Delilah on The Equalizer. Number 10. Thor. As teased in the after credits of the first game, Thor makes his appearance, and what a memorable entry it is. Thor reminds us of the old Kratos, an image of a man bound by the will of those above him, making him like a dog since all Odin uses him for is for destroying things. In God of War Ragnarok, he is voiced by Ryan Hurst. This will mark Hurst's first appearance in a video game. He is, however, a screen veteran, having appeared in scores of films and television programs. In a 2015 interview with Beardbrand, he stated that he seemed destined to be an actor because his father featured in Dukes of Hazzard and his mother is an acting instructor. His most well-known performances were in Sons of Anarchy and The Walking Dead. However, he also appears in Outsiders and Bosch. Number 11. Odin. While God of War finished with a spectacular Thor teaser, almost everyone assumed that Thor's entrance meant that Odin couldn't be far behind. Not only is Odin Thor's father, but he's also a major deal in Norse mythology. Odin is played by the brilliant Richard Schiff in Ragnarok. It was promising casting on paper, and Schiff absolutely kills the role in this game. Of course, most of you know Schiff from his award-winning run on The West Wing as Toby Ziegler, or from Man of Steel. And number 12, Durlin. Here's another new character of who it's tough to say too much without revealing too much. For the time being, it's sufficient to know that he's a dwarf who, despite his limited screen time, plays an important part in this game. Of course, Usman Ali's performance as Durlin is a significant reason why the character is so unforgettable. You may recognize Ali from TV shows such as Suits, NCIS, or On Becoming a God in Central Florida. But comedy aficionados may remember him most for his amazing role of Muhammad Al-Jafar on Veep. So, now that you know all the legends behind the game, who are you going to follow on Instagram? Comment below. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.